Let's check out Epic's Alice Nongong Yuzuha run against Vespi. It's time for the VOD reviews. I like to have a little jingle chat. Let's take a look. Woo! Oh, we're so back. VOD reviews. All right. If you guys have never experienced a VOD review before, essentially, this is the segment where I go through your guys' runs. We actually VOD review your guys' runs, go through the fight, go through your team rotations. Alice Nongong Yuzuha Vesper run, 30k on a 3-cost team, which is actually quite impressive. That means we're running all budget Wenjins here. Let's take a look. Take a look. Okay. I personally would have loved to have gone started with Nongong EX, but I can understand why we hold it. Okay, so really quickly, let's go over days, right? Days is obviously very, very important because you want to be pushing as much days as possible per your instances of your enemy's attacks to be able to more comfortably get in your stun moments. In that instance, you had 4 attacks. We have 4 attacks, right? We're waiting here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the problem doesn't necessarily, and I shouldn't really say it's a problem, but it's more just like, you know, a different line here. The line that we chose isn't necessarily bad. And we actually land all 4 of the parries, which, you know, again, arguably quite difficult for some folk. But there is a much more effective way to approach this window. And that's focusing on this character right here, Nongong Yu. So what you guys can do is, for the folks in the back who know how to back assist, if you guys are on PC, your first hotkey, I believe, is C. Mobile, you just like swipe on the swap button, which is kind of actually pretty cool. But whatever it is on your guys' device, learn to back assist, because this is a very clear moment where we have the opportunity to actually assist with Nongong twice, and then we could assist once with Yuzuha, once with Alice, or if anything, we can go 1 2 1 2, right? Then you go assist once, boom, assist, and land that final one with Nongong here. Okay, that's going to give you the maximum days per that window. There are only so many moments where you're going to be able to assist on this character. You got to make the most out of it, right? So when it comes to this position, I mean, it's not terrible because you have an EX, right? We have an EX to flow into the charge basic, so that cleans up this entire window. Let's see how you clean up the next 30% here and set up for your first stun. With so many gacha games out there and so many characters to grab, it can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I know. Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in, Aniba. Aniba is the best place to top up for our gacha faves. All we have to do is put in our UID, region, select your package, and in no time flat, we're back in business. And the savings are pretty sweet because depending on your region, you can get upwards of 60% cash back. And Aniba's amazing Trustpilot rating, you can top up with confidence alongside 24/7 customer support. They're here for us, folks. With 30,000, I'm sorry, seriously? Dude, that's nuts. Well, 30,000 digital products and growing, make sure to sign up to Aniba with me so that we can start saving you more cha-ching. Click the link below to let Aniba know they sent you. And thanks to Aniba for supporting the channel. Oh, creative. I like it. I like it. Okay. Okay.
The enemy is fatigued. For the time field name, I will never lose.
Okay. I don't think you get it in this charge attack, do you? Ooh. Okay. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. We got 2 polarized assaults. We got both of Nongong Yu's polarity disorders. We got an ult in with Yuzuha. Hey, that's pretty economical if you ask me. That's pretty economical. I'm very impressed. Although, if I might backtrack, gotta see where those assaults land real quick. Okay, assault and disorder. Did we just not have some buffs here? Like, what happened? Oh, it's because it landed outside the... So close! So close. This disorder and the assault happened right outside the stun window, and it lost like 30%, right? Like, if you like literally go like straight back all the way here, this is 25, or this is 75, and the assault is 1 million there, right? You go over here. Ah, man. You can see the damage differences here from 1 million and 750k down to a mere 500,000. That is 175% of a damage difference. 175%. That is pretty drastic. And, you know, again, that adds to your score, because as much damage as you can fit in, it's not only just attacks, as much damage as you can fit in, your score is going to be reflective of that, right? So the quality of that stun window, if you could have fit that in, the quality, pretty dang good. And arguable that you did almost, you know, everything you could right. Let's go back to the start here. Yup. Northern Cross there. If anything, look at all these frames, and this is very nitpicky, chat. But if we're trying to really improve here, we got to pay attention to this stuff, right? Notice how after you phase through the enemy, look at where Alice's bar is at. So I should be counting from here. I'll count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 frames. If we can sneak in the attack at frame like 2, we'll come out here, and there is a world, right? All right, hold up. Wait. And okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah, so about like 32. So it's like a point, like what? 0.2 millisecond difference? We ain't robots, Josh, but that's the time you guys got to be on if you guys want to maximize your stun window. You know what I mean? This is where you VOD review, and very easily you've already determined your line on this first stun window. You can practice that. You can practice that very consistently. You want us on demon time, correct? I mean, you know, again, I'm not saying you need to be on demon time the very first attempt. It's impossible. But the beauty of Zenless is that you can replay the stage, right? You can replay the stage. So this is not a one-time thing. We launched. Okay. Damn, honestly, that's a really really clean line there. Wow. I'm just impressed. If anything, that attack, the backflip attack, kind of fucked you over. The backflip attack fucked you over. Let's go back to that, right? The backflip attack fucked you over. This attack, you needed to quick swap out of yuzuha and ult automatically, right? You needed to ult and then Northern Cross, because this backflip here is half a second. And as you can see here, let's go back to it. You're already over. Shit, there we go. You're already over. You're already over in the points. Remember, the Northern Cross gives you 1 bar. The ult gives you 2 bars. There's no need for the backflip. Just cancel with ult. I knew there was something we could fix there. So cancel with ult, don't flip, use a quick assist into her, ult, Northern Cross. I think I wanted to be sure I got the 3 bars. No, you didn't. Here's the thing. Remember, right? 1 bar here gets you automatically 1, and then the ult automatically gets you 2 bars. There was no like need to like be sure that you had it, because the math's out. You always get the 3 bars there. Does that make sense? So yeah, when you do this run again, epics, take out that backflip. You can fit in that polarized assault in the first stun. This is a really good run, by the way. Don't make it. I hope it doesn't seem like I'm displeased with this run, because we're just trying to figure out ways in to improve it, right? So this is the minute stuff that you guys have to start paying attention to when you start looking and VOD reviewing for yourselves and like, oh Josh, man, I'm just not getting the scores I want. Hey, maybe I might look at my own run first and see if I can make any improvements. You could very well easily do this stuff with yourselves if you guys are quite savvy your own gameplay. You guys are veterans. You guys understand how the kits flow, right? How the kit works, how it functions, XYZ. Okay, but overall, still really good so far. Non-gong, going early, nice, good. 1, 2. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen an EX there because we had so much time. I would have loved to have seen an EX there. We had so much time, right? Allow yourself a little bit of wiggle room to gain it back because we literally have 50% here. Well, let's keep going here. Okay. Fine with this. And then to non-gong. First, polarity, disorder. Nice. Good choice there, right? We did not want to see the ult there. We want to see the Northern Cross and the polarized, and then ult. Northern Cross, that's fine. Just to confirm it, perfectly fine. I'm happy with this. Now, what I'm not happy about is the heads up play. This is more of a heads up play than like, oh, you have to pay attention to the line, right? We did not need to use a ult. We did not need to use a ult there. We already have the full stick of assault. We're auto attacking. Popping that as quick as possible, allowing the polarized assault to gain the full max distance of the first assault consideration. Didn't use all his ult, pop it. And let's see. Now, because as you guys can see, we're starting, right? We're starting our enhanced basic here. We're 85% the way in. Once Alice starts to channel the enhanced basic 3, you're already maxed out. Even at around like, I would say 60%, you can even start channeling yuzuha to start autoing. Yeah, because you're just getting that much assaults pushed into this meter from the enhanced basic 3, like swish, swash, swash, and then ass, right? You go swish, swash, 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 and then pop the polarity. But all this, right? All of this will feed into that assault meter as well. You definitely had it. So that's more of a heads up play, right? Definitely more of a heads up play. Don't feel like, man, like I completely botched it. Oh, I'm starting to build up that much anomaly, and instead of popping the ults, all I need to do is just some basics, right? So use EBA to fill the next bar of assault. Essentially, yeah. But here's the thing: if you're here at 50%, this is where you gotta start firing the neurons of like, oh hey, can I just pop the first assault with yuzuha first and then get an Alice polarized after that, and that essentially allows you to generate the most assault anomaly because that'll feed into the next meter as well. Yeah, so it's just trying to be very efficient and not trying to overflow on the assault, because again, the more assaults that you can do, again, these are clipping for 1,000,000 damage each because your characters are pretty well built. These are clipping for 1,000,000 damage each. You want to fit in as much as possible, right? This isn't just chip damage. Exact moments where like, boom, score bumps up, boom, score bumps up, and you gotta land them and as much as possible. But we're doing good here. Don't get me wrong, doing good here. We get in the polarized assault this time. That's good. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million there. So that's fine. That's okay. Boom. I'm okay with that. All right, now I'm going. Bop, 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 bop. Nice. Very, very nice. Look how efficient that is, right? We're at around, what, 80% the way there-ish? Using the chain attack to get your full 3 stacks. I was a little bit worried about that, but you hit it, boom, right here. You get your full stacks, go into the enhanced basic. Yuzu, special, non-goal. Ah, so good. I love it. here's a moment where I'd actually like for you to do Southern Cross, because Southern Cross gets in just ever so slightly more points for your polarized, right? Those extra swishing when she backsteps into the dash, sure, takes about, you know, 0.5 seconds more, but gets you to this polarized assault and gets you to the ultimate thereafter. You have a nice chunk here. I would have really, and that's the difference. That might be the difference between you getting the ult off in this stun window or not, right? Let's continue, right? And then we had to use a whole other extra second for that Northern Cross, waste that extra EX resource. Not too efficient. But we get to the polarized assault here. Good, Yuzu, and then the Alice ults. That's fine. And then, this is where it comes to bite us, right? This is where it comes to bite us, because that EX that you used just recently to get that first polarized assault comes to bite you in the butt, because now we don't have that Northern Cross to be able to use for one last polarized assault. So this is where it all comes around, right? This is where it all comes around. Yes, this is where it all comes around. Yeah, min-maxing for sure. But this is something that I think everybody is capable of, right? Keeping not only your line intact, but making sure that on the fly you're able to make those decisions. Those decisions land you extra millions of points of damage, land you thousands and thousands of points of potential score differences. But still very good. Don't get me wrong. Still very, very good. I seriously don't know what north, south, east, west is, Josh. I just learned by watching people play. Okay, so really quickly, I guess I didn't go over this. Let me go over this really quickly. Northern Cross is when you press forward, and then that's Northern Cross. If you just let the EX flow, it'll flow automatically into Southern Cross. Northern Cross is about 1 second. Southern Cross is around 1.5 seconds. Or drag the joystick down. You could do that as well. Damn, there are 2 EXs for her. There are 2 EXs for her. Yes. And these 2 EXs, it's one of the most slept on skill expressions for Alice. Because very clearly, each time in the stun window, we have identified multiple times, right? Each time in every stun window that we've gone through so far, we've talked about the choices. Northern Cross, Southern Cross. That leads to different resource allocation. Excuse me, different resource generation, not allocation, excuse me. Resource generation per the situation that you need it for. There, we clearly needed the Southern Cross all the way back, well, you know, 3 seconds ago. We needed the Southern Cross right here, right? We needed the Southern Cross. We needed the extra 0.5 seconds to generate the last bits of our 3 enhanced basic. We just didn't need that. The nuance there. All right, but we're doing good here. You know, I can't complain. And then we charge up here. That's perfectly fine. Okay, nice. 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going. Lands it. Okay, EX. Nice. 1, 2. I would have liked to have seen Alice do some basic attacks there. Just because you had a couple seconds, like 2 seconds. I would have loved to have seen like 1 basic line, to be honest. But I mean, we're already here. That's fine. Go Alice. Good. I like that. Good. Okay, let's talk about that really quickly, right? Let's talk about that. The reason why I'm happy with how that played out is because as good as you could have made that window, right? Us canceling there to confirm the polarized assault is way more important than doing anything else right now, with the sole exception of maybe one of your polarity disorders, right? So we quick swap canceled, or quick chain prompt, excuse me, I should say, not quick swap cancel, quick chain prompt with the non-gong special immediately into chain here, which I appreciated. Good. Where's that polarized assault? It's like back here, right? There's like something around back here. Let's replay that one more time. Okay, here's the ult. Go Alice. Right, we cancel here to get in the Northern Cross. I'm fine with that. If anything, this is the moment where I would have loved to have seen non-going be swapped in instead of on the back foot thereafter. You had 9 seconds. Easily, we could have fit in that one last polarized assault. But again, none too crazy. None too crazy. Because the priority is this one last bomb. All right, we go here. Boom. Yeah. And then at that point, we just don't have enough resources. If anything, I would have loved to seen a non-gong EX, but we're fine. Honestly, as economical as you could have made it. And for a 3 cost run, this is incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive. If you had some signatures, especially with Alice, you would have been able to generate a lot faster anomalies. Your anomalies would have been able to hit harder. Thus the scores would have been much higher. And that's where, you know, the build comes into play a little bit. But we mentioned like 3-4 times where we miss the opportune polarized assaults. And what I mean by opportune is that like, oh, we wanted to fit it into the stun window versus let it overflow outside, right? There were definitely 2 times where that happened for sure. But the overall line that we ran here was actually so clean. I actually really appreciated the usage of non-gong and yuzu special cancels. And this is something I've talked about for multiple different VOD reviews. I think so far that we've graded in terms of performance. In terms of the score, obviously it's not necessarily reflective. I think that, man, just the know-how that was expressed here was really good. Does that mean the run was infallible? No, there were many instances where like, oh, Northern Cross here. Oh, Southern Cross here, right? Oh, I would have loved to see this attack be swapped at this here first, you know, let's say maintaining buffs, you know, making sure that the right damage is put at the right spot because that's going to optimize your damage and thus improve the score. But epics, man, epics, good stuff. The only thing I would say otherwise is don't use this guy. I don't know why the hell we're using Butler Boo or whatever, whatever his name is, Steve-O, whatever. Why are we using this guy? Literally, yeah, Robin, just literally use like the other physical boosts that dish out more anomaly for you. How dare you forget Robin? Something to consider and something to kind of map out if you were to redo the run. Okay. Other than that, hey folks, that is the VOD reviews. If you guys would like your own VOD review, make sure to subscribe to the Twitch channel and send your Deadly Assault and Shoe Defense runs into the VOD review channel. But that'll be it for this episode of VOD reviews. That was a really good run. I genuinely appreciated one of the best runs we've seen so far from a technical standpoint. Very nice.